So I invite you to think about your work at the moment and perhaps think about the pace at which you've been working recently, maybe the relationship between your work and your life outside of work. And when you look at this image, I wonder which little mouse you connect with. Are you drawn to the one on the right who's kind of pedaling furiously, running around the wheel? Or do you connect to the one on the left who's kind of sitting still, looking ahead? And the phrase there, I had an epiphany. I wonder what that might mean to you. In my own experience of working freelance in arts and health for a long time, I found it quite difficult to have space, maybe permission, to give myself permission to do the stop, get off the wheel, take a bit of space to think about the work, the impact of the work. And also at times I didn't want to get off because it was exciting, because I was doing work I loved, and it was, almost a little bit addictive. So this is just an invitation, this image, to, perhaps reflect which one are you drawn to, which one would you like to be, and just think about maybe how that might link to your work. So I invite you then to just take a moment to think about these questions. What are my current self-care needs? How much value do I currently place in looking after my own well-being? And how helpful are my current beliefs around success, failure, working hard? Sometimes we find especially if we're on that wheel, we can be driven by beliefs, kind of rules, assumptions we have about pushing ourselves, which may be useful for us, and maybe some of them might not be so helpful, and we might want to let go or loosen up some of those. So just an invitation to ask yourself, how much are you currently acknowledging or valuing your need for self-care? And what kind of beliefs or rules might be driving your work? So what do we mean by self-care? This is a definition from the BACP, which is an ethical framework for counsellors and therapists. So I'm sharing this mindful that at present for arts and health, we don't have a framework guiding our practice. Maybe in time we will, but this is a definition that acknowledges the need that when we work intensively with others, in relationship with others, there's a real need for us to look after ourselves too. So self-care is an ongoing process of caring for yourself, making a conscious effort to do things that maintain, improve, and repair your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness. It's about having awareness of your own being, identifying needs, taking steps to meet them, and sometimes receiving feedback from others. So this is a link here to a practitioner professional resiliency inventory. I'm not sure if you were able to access the link there, but if you just put that term into a search engine, it'll bring you to this inventory, which is a guide for practitioners to just check in with ourselves about how we're doing in terms of our personal and professional well-being and personal and professional stress. So just an invitation there, if you would like to Have a look at that and complete this, just a checklist. And there's no right or wrong, you know, don't worry if your scores seem lower than you'd like them to be. But sometimes it's a useful guide for us to think about what we might need more or less of in our lives to get a sense of balance. So if you do decide to complete the questionnaire, the inventory, just invite you to think then, what do you notice? What might you need more of in your life? What might you need support with? What actions can you take right away or in the next few days? And then perhaps think about what longer term actions you might want to take. And perhaps have a go at writing these down as a self-care action plan. A commitment to looking after your own well-being, just as you support through your creative practice others with their well-being.